I moved back out after my parents demanded I follow their rules. I thought I was finally done with college. 3 years of dorm life, ramen dinners, and sharing a bathroom with 6 other guys who never cleaned anything. When I graduated last spring, my parents seemed excited to have me back home while I job hunted. They kept saying how proud they were and how nice it would be to have the family together again. That lasted exactly 3 weeks. The first red flag was when my mom handed me a piece of paper on a Tuesday morning. She called it a household agreement, but it looked more like a prison handbook. I had to be home by 9 p.m. every night. No exceptions, not even for job interviews that ran late or meeting up with friends from college who were visiting town. My dad chimed in that I needed to ask permission before using the car, even though I'd been driving since I was 16 and had my own insurance. Apparently, they wanted me to submit a written request 24 hours in advance explaining where I was going and how long I'd be gone. But the really bizarre part was the chores list. I'm talking about stuff I hadn't done since middle school. Making their bed every morning, washing dishes after every meal even if I didn't eat with them, and cleaning the entire house every Saturday. When I pointed out that I was 22 years old with a college degree, my mom just smiled and said house rules are house rules. The breaking point came on a Friday night. I'd finally landed a job interview for Monday and wanted to celebrate with my friend Trevor, who was back from grad school. We planned to grab dinner and maybe see a movie. Nothing crazy. I asked my parents that morning and they said fine, but I had to be back by 9. The interview prep went longer than expected. Then Trevor and I got caught up talking about college over burgers. By the time I checked my phone, it was 9:15, 15 minutes late. I figured they'd be annoyed, but it wasn't that big a deal. Wrong. I walked into the house and both parents were sitting at the kitchen table like they were waiting for me. My dad had his arms crossed and my mom was tapping her fingers on the table. They told me to sit down because we needed to have a serious conversation about respect and responsibility. That's when my mom pulled out another piece of paper. This one was titled Violation Consequences, and apparently being late meant I was grounded for a week. No car, no going out, and extra chores as punishment. They wanted me to clean out the garage and organize the basement. I started laughing because I thought they were joking. 22 years old and grounded, but they were completely serious. My dad said if I couldn't follow simple rules, maybe I wasn't as mature as I thought. That's when I realized they weren't treating me like their adult son who'd moved back temporarily. They wanted their high school kid back, the one they could control and boss around and make follow arbitrary bedtimes. So I went upstairs, packed everything I owned into my car, and drove to Trevor's place. His parents let me crash on their couch until I could find my own apartment. The job interview went great on Monday, and I started the following week. My parents called for days asking when I was coming home. When I explained that I'd moved out, they got angry and said I was being dramatic and immature. They couldn't understand why I wouldn't just follow their simple rules. I tried explaining that I was an adult who'd been living independently for 3 years, but they kept saying it was their house and their rules. My mom even cried and said she just wanted to protect me and make sure I stayed on the right path. But here's the thing. I was already on the right path. I had a job, I was paying my own bills, and I was perfectly capable of making decisions about my own bedtime. I didn't need protection from staying out past 9 p.m. or asking permission to use a car.